but it does give somebody a better life through that journey actually. So when I got my bamboo fiber on hand, I have to buy a lot. I have to buy 500 meters. I just bought them because I want to work with them and I want to sort of give them some life, you know. So I was very happy when I worked with that. But there was a very small group of people who are aware of that, or rather I may not have spent enough time to tell that story for that bamboo plant. So I do hope that there are people who come forward to tell people this story. And I still do think, besides my profession in teaching, I may one day just want to come out and tell the story. I will just trace back that roots to China and then buy that bamboo. Yeah, so if given more people are aware, then I think it's more worth for that bamboo to be planted. You see, yeah. But I'm glad that you are aware of it, and you are lucky because you have hand-down clothes. Yeah. So for me, going to the thrift shop is like having a surprise present, because you suddenly grab something that you can't buy in the shops anymore, and that kind of surprise.
You mentioned organic cotton, buying organic cotton, going to the thrift store. For me, there are many ways in which you can respond to fast fashion. You can either buy fair trade or ethical fashion, like Petrocan. You can buy clothes that are made from organically grown crops like organic cotton, organic bamboo, or natural resources like I think there's rayon, which comes from trees. And thirdly is what you're doing, going to thrift stores, or even for example, like what I do, upcycle, or even just repairing clothes so that they can last longer. So you can either go full blown and just take all three options and do all that, or some people just choose one of the three which they feel comfortable with, and it's still contributing to improving the fashion industry, I'd say.
If anyone, so I don't really buy clothes actually. Only sometimes, maybe a few times a year, and other times, I go to thrift shops and things like that. But I also get involved with clothes swapping. And I just wanted to mention this clothes swapping event that I go to. It's organized a few times a year. It's called Top Swap. Yeah, and last year, when we had the event at Scape, we actually had someone coming in from Top Swap, and there was like an actual clothes swapping going on, and so we don't have that this year, but if anyone's interested, maybe you can, I don't know, Google Top Swap Singapore or something. They're on Facebook, right? Oh yeah, I've joined the Facebook page. But yeah, anyways, you can search Top Swap, and it's not like, it's kind of irregular. They just do it like every few months when they have the time. But it's a great event. I always find, because you go there and you'll be like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna find anything for myself, but I always actually end up with like bags full of things. So yeah, it's a great way of refreshing your wardrobe, and quite often a lot of the stuff is new, because I guess people bought them and they just didn't like the way they look or something when they went home. So if you guys are interested, you can look up Top Swap.
Hi, I'm Dawn. Actually, I'm one of the minority that owns an eco fashion label. We are also a new label, and we actually embrace the importance of sustainability in fashion and things like that. But we do have a lot of challenge as a new label, about sourcing of fabrics. And we can't get it locally. We have to go from all over the world, to source for good, fabrics. And the limitation somehow we have to, we can't price it lower, but as much as we want to bring, quality fabrics and as well design, I just want to make this aware, everybody aware that we need more support actually, and we need support from consumer, we need support from government, we need support to help designers, eco designers or whoever, to bring this eco fashion. So long as demands, we can actually get people to drive down, to push down the price, because the price, because when we order fabric, for example, it's a large quantity there's a minimum quantity that we need to complete. So sometimes that drive up our costs as well. So of course, if we have demand, if locally in Singapore we have more designers who are doing eco fashion, is there any effort? I also want to know, is there any effort that in helping new designers to go into eco fashion? Because there's many designers who do very nice design. I just went to LaSalle, the graduation show. They have beautiful designs, but I couldn't find those that are really eco fashions. But you can encourage people go into designing of eco fabric prints and things like that. We have more variety and can bring better quality, better designs of eco fashion to Singapore, locally in Asia. And then with that, I thought that will help us really, to change the whole environment for fashion locally. That's the effort that's the part we can do, because we need demand. We need demand. We need buyer to buy. Yes, we have to price it high, because if not, in a way, it's reasonable and it's similar to any designer wear, local designer wear. I think we should support eco fashions. Yeah, that's. By the way, my brand is Chandelier.
So I think the question is there any programs in Singapore that supports sustainable designers?
First of all, it's great what you're doing, and don't give up, because I've actually seen, I've been doing this for 5-6 years, and a lot of, they're really young, passionate Singaporeans who really want to do this, and then after 1 or 2 years, they just give up, and I think one of the reasons I am where I am today is just because I persevered, really, so I really hope that you just keep on going. I know it's hard, but relating to this, any Singaporean designers or aspiring designer, I'm actually, there's this organization called Redress at the documentary just now, so they do this thing called Eco Chic Design Awards. Yeah, so they do this, and I think the deadline is in August, and I'm actually one of the judges for Singapore. So if anyone's interested, smart designs that cut fabric in an efficient way or using recyclable materials. There's so many ways to be eco-chic, and if you're interested, please do take part. That's one way of getting involved. So.
Okay, it's great that you have decided to go into eco-fashion rather than the conventional route. I think as a fashion designer, you're not just designing the clothes. You are also I would call a change agent. So you have to create that awareness, and the fact that you're here is that you want to generate, really share with people what you're doing and why it's beneficial. And I think, for example, for Yumiko, you give talks, right? Yeah, so she gives talks, so people are aware, and then it's when people are aware of the impact that the clothing has, then they then have the information, and then they can make the choice to purchase eco clothes. So that's one way of approaching it.
Yeah, that's really true. Actually, a lot of our work is about raising awareness. So we do talks in schools and organizations, and also like we just take part in like events and stuff, like art events, like organized by museums and stuff, because somehow people who like art happens to be involved with this kind of stuff. And I mean, you know, like because we're doing this for a long time now, we get approached a lot more just because people are starting to know our name. And you know, a lot of times when I do all these talks and interviews, like, you know, TV, radio, magazines, and it's funny because these are the people who are in the fashion industry, but they know very little about what happens behind, you know, when they're actually making the clothes and how it all comes about. And when I give talks or answer questions, you know, they're like, oh, like we didn't know that, like, you know, we buy all these clothes for so cheap and it affected, like, you know, in this way, or like if people's lives were like harmed in any way and all that. So awareness is really important. A lot of the times, like people, when they just go out and buy stuff, they have no idea, because I mean, all you see is like all these shops with like great prices, great products, and beautiful models and all that. So yeah, it's yeah, you have to start from the awareness first, and when people get to know that there's a lot more to what they actually see or buy, that's how you can change the mentality, and that's how people would know the problem and what is organic, what is sustainable clothing, you know, what is ethical, what is eco-fashion, and that's how it all starts.
And unfortunately, we don't own the time, so we will be having one more question.
Hi, thanks. First of all, thanks so much for organizing this event. I think the screening of the video actually opened my eyes to a whole new controversy in the fashion industry, as well as sustainability issues. My question is I'm going to be a bit of a devil's advocate here, so I hope I don't end this on too somber a note. But I think it's a fair comment to say that Singaporeans are concerned about their own problems. Like, for example, I'm an undergraduate, so I'm like concerned about what I'm gonna do after I graduate, or for maybe a working class citizen, like where my CPF is gonna go and how I'm gonna retire prosperously. So the video mentions a lot about international issues, about how our own purchases has global impacts, and I'm just wondering whether how obligated are we to be ethical about the lives of others outside, and how do you convince a Singaporean, or how do you convince a local to be concerned about these issues, when other than the fact that it's morally the right thing to do? So yeah, hopefully that answer.
Yeah, you know, regarding that as well, just because I have like a organic cotton ethical clothing brand doesn't mean that I'm like shoving it down people's throat, like you must buy this, or else, like, you know, whatever you can. I think just start from wherever you can, however much you want it. I don't think it makes you a bad person if you can't buy organic clothes or more ethical clothes or whatever, so long as you are aware of it. And maybe next time when you went into H&M, you just decided that you don't want to buy that t-shirt because you decided that you have so many at home. Great, you know? Or like, you know, I'm actually half Japanese, half Singaporean, and when I was working in Japan, people actually have this thing called my hashi, which means my chopsticks. And they bring chopsticks like everywhere. They put it in a very cute case, you know, it's kawaii and like colorful and like funny, just because like they don't want to use disposable chopsticks. And you know, like that's just like, just imagine yourself like going to like a food court and just like not using like disposable chopstick when you like Taobao food or something, and like maybe you're just saving like so many, like hundreds and thousands of chopsticks, and you know what I mean, it accumulates. So or you know, you just decided to like turn off the light, or you know, instead of like 18 degrees you change your air conditioning setting to 25. It's great as well because you're saving money, your electricity bill will probably be lower. So you know, whatever you can, and just do whatever you can. And even if you can't do it, it's really not a big deal because we are all fighting our own battles. That's really understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe by attending tonight's discussion, when you go back to the university or to your school, you may want to speak to your schoolmates about this discussion that you have been through, and then hopefully maybe next year or 3 months later when you go shopping. I mean, we all will do shopping, once in a while. You just feel like it's so shitty in school or in the office or whatever. I need to buy something. So, but I mean, you can buy, of course, but usually when you start to think, I need to buy 5 dresses or 5 pants, maybe now I buy 2 for a start. So it's all right that we still shop. I mean, I love to shop as well, but I try to think now that yes, I only have 1 pair of jeans. Maybe I can buy 1 more. That's it. Or maybe if you have 10 pairs of jeans now, then maybe for the next 1 year you don't buy any more jeans. So that is a little effort that we do. You see.
I think it's about taking baby steps. Maybe next week when you're shopping, you decide, okay, I'm not going to buy 5 t-shirts, I'll just buy 1 t-shirt. And then later on, you go into a store and realize, oh, hang on, I actually don't need that pair of jeans. So it's about taking baby steps and being aware of who made your clothes. Who made your clothes, and what's the environmental impact. And the fact that you're here is because you want to know who made your clothes, basically. Yeah.
Sorry. I just add one more thing. When I just told my batch of students, I told them to save up $10 a month. So for next 5 months, they will have $50. So they can buy a $50 t-shirt and keep it, and it's slightly more branded than they think. Then straight away going out to H&M to buy a $10 t-shirt. So so they kind of make sense. So I gave them a little challenge. I said it's the June holiday now. I make sure you don't buy anything, and then let's see if we get the challenge or not. So in July, I will know how many of them actually resist to buy 1 more t-shirt. So I hope I pass that to them, So I think, yes, if you save $10, if you just keep the $10 for the next 6 months, then you get to buy a t-shirt that's $60 from wherever, Paragon, or then rather than H&M.
And the thing is it's the Great Singapore Sale coming up. So, so we better watch out.
So thank you so much for spending your Friday night with us. Hope you had good